Hey guys, so on Sunday we had the most amazing leg of lamb, which I turned some of it today into an amazing traditional shepherd's pie, and it just so happens that I did it for Pies and Mark, which is being co-hosted by LeAnne at Mennonite Farmhouse and Tony at Kettle Kitchen. Let's get to it. First off, we're going to start with our mashed potatoes. Now we've got leftover mash from our roast dinner. I know we're weird. We have roasties and mash, but you know, it just keeps the household happy. So we're going to do that. In fact, all the ingredients of this are leftovers from our roast dinner. In fact, traditionally, pies like shepherd's pie, which is made with lamb, cottage pie that's made with beef, were made with the leftover cooked meat that was then minced or ground down to make it go further. You have to remember that even in the 60s, 1960s, not every household had a refrigerator, and this recipe has been around since or versions of it have been around since the 1600s. It became really popular as what was known as a nursery food for young children. So in the big house with the richer, more affluent families, Nanny would feed this kind of food to the kids so it wasn't a choking hazard. Poorer families or working class families had recipes like this to make one piece of meat last the entire family as long as possible. So nothing ever went to waste, because many families, many poorer and working class families, even in the earlier part of last century, didn't have their own ovens. They had to take their food and their Sunday roast to the local bakers to get their roast cooked. So they couldn't afford to waste anything. Now, we also had some buttered leeks that went with our Sunday roast, and I'm going to chop those up into a finer chunk. Now, yes, I could put these in the food processor, but it'd end up as a pulp and a puree, and I don't want that. What I want is a nice chunky but not too chunky chop to go through the mashed potato. But I'm also showing you this technique of using a chopper or a knife just to chop the veg, and also later on other parts of this dish, because not everyone has a food processor. Not everyone can afford to put it on if they have it. You know, we're lucky enough we do, and we don't have to worry too much about it. But honestly, on this day, it just so happened that working out a little frustration with my knife on some innocent leeks possibly saved a life. I don't know. Who knows? We won't know, because I did it this way. Afterwards, you just mix them through. Just make sure that it's fully mixed through. You don't need to add anything more to it. It's already seasoned. You seasoned it yesterday. We just need to mix it around. If you want to change it up a little bit, maybe add a little bit of cheese, you could do that. You could add a little bit more salt and pepper if that's what you wanted. I don't think it really needs it. You know, it was good yesterday, which means it's good today. It's just cold and needs to be heated up. Cold mashed potato does go a wee bit hard, I will admit, and can be a little bit hard to start to mix it as it's junk. But, you know, using the back of the spoon always helped me. Now, let's get some of this lamb. Now, the leg of lamb that we purchased, I got from Kirkgate Market, and it was incredibly expensive. In fact, it was twice as expensive as it was last year, and it's not a price that I'm willing to pay again, so I will be finding somewhere else. However, we are going to make the most of this particular piece of meat, and this is only 1 out of 6 other ways that I'm going to use this meat to make it go as far as possible. And to find out exactly what I do with it, you'll have to be patient, wait for next week, because I'm not doing that today. I'm doing this. Now, as it turns out, I don't actually need to use all of the meat that's here for this particular meal. In fact, some of it I leave behind, but I basically dice it, make sure that it's fairly chopped, etc. Again, I'm not putting it in the food processor, I'm not putting it through the mincer. I'm just going to chunk chop it like I did the leeks with my knife. And before everyone goes, oh, but you know, it's not safe, blah 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 blah, there are a lot of countries in the world that actually use this technique to mince their meat, whether it's raw or cooked or even other foods, just to break it down quickly and easy and efficiently. They'll chop it into chops first, and then they will just go at it, and sometimes they even hold 2 choppers at the same time. Boy, is that fun. So while I'm chopping the meat, I want to talk to you a little bit about the collaboration, the Pies of March. Now, I've been in this collaboration now since its inception, and it is wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and I love it. And it's being co-hosted and is co-hosted every year by LeAnne, Mennonite Farmhouse, and Tony at Cattle Kitchen. Now, there's some things that you guys need to know. 1, the link to the playlist is down below, and to the other channels who are involved with this collaboration. Also, there's going to be a giveaway on the first week of April, and the grand prize will be a $100 gift card. There will also be 2 $50 gift cards and maybe some other prizes for hashtags, collaborators, and comment pickers. Okay, so you need to be over there on, I'm pretty sure it's LeAnne's channel. Yeah, and check it out. Oh, I didn't get to the really good bit, right? So you leave a comment on my video and you get entered into the prize draw. Also, the more you go and watch other people's videos and the more you leave comments on their videos, the more chances you have to be winning. So get commenting and watching, and you know, go for it, but make it meaningful. We need to know that you've watched the video. Okay, let's get back into it. So we're almost at the end of our chopping of our meat. Now, I wanted to show you this way because, you know, sometimes we just don't have all of the posh things. We don't have all of the expensive things. And even if we did have all of the expensive things, we may not, A, be in the mood to use them, B, have a safe environment to use them in, or C, have the money to run them. So, but a lot can be used if you have knife skills. Now we're going to collect all of our meat up, pop it in a separate bowl for mixing, and we're going to get some of the steamed veg that we used to go with our lamb dinner. Now we want all of these things to be around about the size of a pea. Okay, so the mince needs to be fairly small chopped. You know, you don't want anything that you need to cut with a knife. You know, you want to be able to eat this with a spoon or a shovel, you know, because it's that kind of food. Now this time into mine we have some sweet corn that I froze myself from cobs last year, peas, and some carrots that I'm going to chop up these carrots in the same way as I did everything else, you know, because it can be done that way. You know, the more I get into slow cooking and doing everything by hand and not using machines for everything and just taking my time and enjoying the process, it occurs to me that this is why women over the centuries have been so calm. All their frustrations have been taken out on the food. Which makes me wonder, if you came from a household where your mum was, shall we say, an interesting kind of cook, then was that her fault? Or was it someone in the family's fault because she was putting all of that anger and venom into her food? I don't know. Passion. I meant passion. Passion is what I meant. I didn't mean venom. I meant passion. You know, because we put passion into our food. And love. Lots of love. Couple of minutes and we're done. It's that quick. And we don't have to have extra, you know, dishes to clean either. We're just using the same knife and board for everything. So next we're going to make use of our leftover gravy. And we're going to add that in. Now I'm going to try with like half of the gravy to start off with. We'll see how we go, but just make sure that you mix it in as well as you can so that everything is coated in that beautiful gravy. Now I don't know about you, but I love a lot of sauce in my pies. I don't want it so that it's swimming in gravy, but I do want to know that everything is coated. There is no dry part of my pie, and that the gravy, there is plenty of it without drowning in anything. So we ended up putting in the rest of the gravy that was left over. Oh well. Better safe than sorry. At least this way every little bit is going to be coated and covered and not dry and not nice. Just not nice. Now, I'm not a huge advocate of throwaway bakeware. In fact, it's one of my pet hates. However, we do have rather a lot of it at the moment, and we have that because over the next couple of months I'll be making lots and lots of meals to go in the freezer so that Tanny doesn't need to worry about cooking while life carries on and we have a lot of life stuff going on. So the meals will all be batch cooked. You'll see quite a lot of that, and a lot of these meals are going to go in the freezer. Now, if I had loads of glass containers with the silicone lids, I would absolutely use them. Do I have them? No. Am I slowly building a collection? Yes. Did these cost as much as 2 of the glass ones? Yes, and I got 50 of them. But if it means that we have peace of mind, that is priceless also. And this means that I will have peace of mind and not have to worry about Tanny or the rest of the household going without while I may or may not be able to cook. Okay, so once you've layered all your meat and veg mix in and flattened it out, you want to put on your potatoes and leeks, and here we go. I like to fill out the sides first, and that is so that when I'm cooking with a glass dish, or ceramic dish, I can then seal it to the side so that the gravy doesn't spill over the side and may cause an issue. So this way at least it confines the gravy to within the pie, and if it is going to bubble over, it'll only do that through the middle, and that's fine with me. So yeah, just be really generous with your potato, and also using up leftover mash like this is actually really carbohydrate friendly because it changes the chemical makeup of the starches from a fast release carbohydrate to a slow release one, because you've cooked it, cooled it, and then you're cooking it again, and that changes the complete chemical makeup of those carbohydrates. So this is actually healthy. Really healthy, much better for you than eating it made on the day, which by the way is awesome for people who need to watch their sugars. I'm just saying. Shh. Last thing to do before we pop this in the oven, and that is to score the top slightly with a fork, because all those little bits that come up with the fork just crisp up really, really yummy like. Now it's up to you if you want to add more butter on the top at this point. We don't really want to do that because there's a lot of butter in that already. And I'm just going to score a basic pattern on this shepherd's pie before Tanny puts it in the oven. Now he will be putting it in the oven on 180 Celsius, which is gas mark 4, and gas mark 4 is also 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we put it in the oven for 45 minutes or until golden on the top. And here it is. It is stunning. It's also hot molten lava at this point because I cut into it the second it came out the oven. Now you can leave this for a good half hour. It will set up a little bit better and it will be a lot easier to cut. But you know, you guys want a video. I want to put a video out and my lot are hungry. So yeah, here we go. But as you can see, all of that beautiful gravy is there. It's going to help with any of the potato if it's a little bit dry or whatever. And it's definitely gone into that meat. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I really, really hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please let me know in the comments before or share it out to your friends. That would be awesome. Oh, and the other thing, give it a thumbs up, you know, because it really does help the channel. And I will see you guys again really, really soon. See you later. Bye.